we're going to take a look at the user interface of the new Xbox Series X, which right off the bat, you can see if you look at the home screen page, which is what we are on right now, there's a lot happening here.
It's very green.
Yeah, it's very green. Actually, I was assigned the Xbox because I have this lovely green jacket on today, but
Yay.
versus the PlayStation interface, which was very streamlined and very easy to follow, you can see that there is a lot going on here. Now, one of the things that you can do, because again, like there's so much stuff on here, and I look at it and I'm like, I don't know if I really want all of this stuff, but you can customize like what you actually have. I mean, you can add more to home, which I'm good. I don't need anything more on my homepage, but yeah, you can also like change your background and things like that. So, you know, pick all your like achievements.
I definitely like this when you get a new console and a new unit.
Sure.
It forces you to be like, hey, set this up the way that you want to. You have ownership of it.
And I certainly do like that aspect of the game. But again, so if we're back on the main page here, you can see that I've got, say, like my games and apps. So you can see in there that I've got the 2 games. We've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Yakuza Like a Dragon. If I had more games and apps that I wanted to do and I wanted to be like, these are my favorites, I can basically like create a group and call it, you know, favorites or whatever you want to call it.
Or the letter F.
Or just the letter F. Or just the letter F. Faves. Perfect.
Nice.
That looks good to me.
The customizability
Great.
is cool.
Yeah, and so then I can add like what I want into there. So like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, let's say that I just love me some Halo channel and the Microsoft Store. There we go. So
One thing I noticed from the beginning is that the PlayStation's screen sort of runs left to right at the top, whilst Xbox has up to down on the left side here.
No, most definitely.
Up to down and like 2 columns here in that first frontal menu up here.
Yeah, and then if you like go to the customization, you can customize the guide.
Okay.
So, you know, I can go to the guide here and it shows me, like, I can move around like where everything is.
Gotcha.
And then you just kind of leave it there, put parties and chat here.
Yeah, I'd have that in the front because I'm just going to get invited to groups
right.
when I'm playing Madden with Pavan
Yeah, capture
or
and share.
user.
Yeah, let's say, that's
friends.
it. So we got this set up for Dagon. We got parties and chats, we got capture and share, and then achievements last, because honestly, it's more about, you know, the journey and the experience than what you actually achieve during the course of the game. Now with the games themselves, so again, if you go to games and apps, games, let's look at,
is this the fastest way to load into a game right here?
Actually, I mean, like, I have it like right here on the home screen, so that actually would be like the fastest way to load into the game.
And that's customizable there as well.
Yeah, and you can customize this as well. Now, one of the things, again, that I think I mentioned a little bit earlier, I think we were talking about it for the show, is that the games now have like official clubs.
That's
so the
cool.
way that with
That's
the
fun.
PlayStation, you kind of went into the media manager and it showed you, the different clips and whatnot. With the clubs, you can basically see here that like you can see people who are, I mean, Yakuza Like a Dragon's not multiplayer, so you wouldn't find multiplayer people looking for a game. But if you were playing something that was multiplayer, you could see that. You can also look at your progress here, social shares. So obviously none of our friends have played Yakuza Like a Dragon. And also you can then immediately watch and look for people who have posted clips or photos or whatever of the game.
A fun community question. Army of Numbers says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how improved is this from the Xbox One's UI? What do you guys think?
I feel like the customization of it makes it a little bit easier. And if you go back to the main menu here, when you scroll down, you can see it's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then you go below that, it's the Halo Master Chief Collection. That is one of the things that you can customize in case you have a multitude of games. So it's kind of planning for the long term, because if you go all the way back to the top at the home screen, you see you're only gonna have like maybe 5 or 6 games on there, but if you install like 10, 12 games, you can always have which games you want immediately below in the menu right here. So I like that customization. Before it was like, hey, here's your home page of what you just played. Plus, if you scroll a little bit more, these are all the games that you're gonna play right afterwards. So it just felt like redundant. This you can always change, like, hey, I haven't played Fortnite in a while, but if I really wanna play Fortnite and I haven't played in a while, I can just scroll down twice and bam, here's my Fortnite panel.
I would say overall it's similar, but definitely a slight improvement. Now, of course, the Xbox Games Pass, this is the most important thing, because as we've discussed many, many times, this is what Microsoft is really selling. So this says, you know, when your Games Pass subscription expires. But yeah, I mean, you can see they've got a bunch of suggested games off the top. They've got the whole EA Play. And then the other thing that's really interesting is if you are kind of lost in terms of like, I don't really know what game I want to play or what I want to do, they do have these quests for games within Games Pass. So you can just like select the game and then it'll immediately trigger you to go into that particular part of the game to complete that achievement.
Which is awesome. And a quick public service announcement.
Oh.
There have been a lot of social videos of smoke coming out of the Xbox. To that, Xbox tweeted this, is very important. We can't believe we have to say this, but please do not blow vape smoke into your Xbox Series X. 2020 is a funny year.
One other thing that I thought was really neat about the Xbox UI and specifically about the Microsoft Store is that they actually have in here hardware.
Oh.
So, like, I'm going to the hardware home. So if I want to buy new controllers for my Xbox, like, I can just buy them directly from the Xbox.
Whoa.
It's not opening another browser. It's not taking me to, like, an Amazon store. I can just literally...
Do it all inside.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and getting it directly from Xbox and not like an off-brand one that could
Right.
possibly break, and you know, if you have connectivity issues,
But they are selling like
you're
Razer
lost.
stuff here, so there is off-brand stuff.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah. Oh, no, there's
It's
definitely...
partnered, though.
Yeah,
Right,
partnered.
right, right, right.
Yeah, totally. So, all in all, again, the UI, I would say, is a little bit cluttered in its most basic form, but it does definitely allow for a lot of customization. And in terms of integration and sort of immediately selling what the Xbox wants to sell, it's not bad.
I will
Not
say that
bad.
Microsoft's very
Yep.
good at accessibility and just seeing that adaptive controller as the first thing in the store as well. Makes a lot of sense that they would have such a customizable screen as well when your opening screen is going there.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm
Hard
just
agree
going to
with
do a
that.
little quick gameplay capture here. We'll just pick up from right here. That works for me. So this is Yakuza Like a Dragon, and so
Very
in order
fast
to
load
do,
times.
yeah, very
super
very fast load time. So yeah, in order to do like a gameplay capture, it's very similar to the Nintendo Switch way of doing things. So basically, the capture button, like, I can press and it just like takes a photo, and then if I want to do a video, I just hold down the button for a little while. I can do a little walk. There we go. Okay, screenshot saved. Great. Okay.
So you're holding down this button and playing at
Yeah,
the same
preparing
time?
your clip. Yeah, exactly.
So is there any way to sort of set auto recording?
Okay. So then, if you hit the Xbox button here, I'm sure there is probably a way to do
Record what happened. You can
auto
probably
recording.
set-
Yeah, exactly. Those are achievements.
So it seemed like that little, when you were holding down that button, the buffer time there took a little bit longer than I think the PlayStation.
Yeah, definitely a little bit.
A couple more button clicks to get into
Yeah.
the game. It was still very fast.
Well, it's still great, but
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now my controller does not seem to be responding to me anymore.
Uh-oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
Now, this is an interesting thing that our games producer, Mike Beach, actually brought up earlier, is that he did encounter a little bit of an issue with the recording of gameplay on the Xbox when you were trying to clip things out. What I wanted to show you is that you can actually bring up the clip and just edit it down into a consumable sort of bite-sized thing to post on social or whatever you want. But that does seem to cause some problems right now. I don't know if it is across the Xbox or it is very specifically an issue for Yakuza, but
Yeah, so there's an editor within the Xbox
Yes,
homepage as well.
yeah.
To trim and do all that.
exactly. And it's very easy to use, so yeah.
All right, one last question on everyone's mind. There's a tweet going around showing the Xbox floating a ping pong ball with its fan, as you can see here. Some say it's real, but others have their doubts. Can we just settle this once and for all right now, please?
All right, here we go. Well,
Dagon,
I've
can
always
you do
wanted
it?
to do this because Emily does it all the time.
Well.
We got ourselves a couple of ping pong balls to test and see the theory
wait,
here.
before you do it, really quick, what do you guys think?
What do you think?
No way. There's no way. Unless you're running
All right,
like
Jimmy
Crisis.
says hard no, Emma.
I'm going yes,
Okay,
because
yes?
I want to believe.
Okay, Dagon, what about you?
I already felt it, so I'm gonna just.
Okay, he's not gonna say anything. I'm
What
gonna say I want to
is,
believe.
what I will say, because we did the test on the PlayStation earlier, it is way cooler. This is
Okay.
way cooler than the
Okay,
PlayStation
okay.
right now. So, I mean, we did just start running the game, but we were running one game on the PlayStation,
about the same
and it
load,
didn't
I'd
take
say.
that long. So here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Steady.
Please.
Do it.
See it happen.
No.
wait, put more on.
Yeah.
All right, as we stack ping pong balls on this beautiful, beautiful Xbox Series X, that is it. You have it.